Hello and welcome to GTO Coach and Go. I'm Jim Delleman with Group Travel Odyssey, and I want to thank you for joining us today. For those of you who have not been with us before, please make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you hit that little subscribe button right here. Also, if you ring the bell, you will get a notification anytime that we do have new media on our YouTube channel. You can also follow us on LinkedIn, Group Travel Odyssey, and we do have a new Facebook page. So make sure to go on to the Group Travel Odyssey Facebook page and like that. We would really appreciate that very much. A couple of announcements before we actually get started with our information today. First of all, I want to give you information that Sierra, our lead accuracy guru, just gave to me right before we went on air. We have gone ahead and put all of the Universal Orlando 2023 pricing live in the GTO system. So for those of you who are booking trips in 22 and in 23 for Universal Orlando, please make sure that you are using the correct pricing. We do have the 22 pricing clearly marked and the 2023 pricing clearly marked in the GTO system as well. Also, we want to do a shout out to one of our partners, We Travel. We Travel, and I do need to read part of this. We Travel does now have the ability to do mass editing of pricing. So if you do need to do a mass edit for your trips or for your packages, you can do that in We Travel now. And all you need to do is look for the bulk actions feature. And if you need more information on that, contact your We Travel representative. Okay, I think that's it for my announcements today. I do want to bring on our guest today, who we all know and love, and he's going to take us through a brand new app. So please help me welcome Corey Vries. Corey, welcome back.
Thanks, Jim. I'm certainly glad to be back. certainly excited to show new stuff always. So that's good.
Well, excellent. And so what do we have in store? I told them that we have a new app actually that you're going to be talking about.
You know, when you were given the travel, I thought, you know, what an interesting thing that we
Corey,
do things together.
Corey, you're freezing back and forth every so often here. So hold on one second.
Gosh. Okay. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. I'll try to hold my body in position so that nothing happens. I was just saying that it's great how integrated everything is with We Travel and things like that when you were reading that. We have a new app that doesn't affect anything that you're using so far, but it does help out if you want to use it. So that's kind of the nice thing there. So for those of you who are like, an addition, how's that going to help me? It's going to help let you help keep track of your marketing a little bit better. So we have our new marketing manager. It will be available to you either later today or tomorrow morning.
And do you want me to share your screen for you here?
Oh, whoops.
No, you have it up there. I just haven't added it.
Oh, okay. Screen, that'd be great.
Okay, there we go.
And so what we're looking, it'll be in your My Apps under Marketing Manager. That's what it's called. And when you open it up for the very first time, you're going to see a dashboard with your logo off in the corner. We're using our test environment today, so that's our awesome company, awesome logo. And it will look like this. Now, before I go any further, let me say that once you start using Marketing Manager, if you want something on that dashboard, you just need to let me know, and I'll be happy to create it for you and put it there. These are supposed to be customizable. I've thrown some things on there just to have some stuff to make it easy to navigate. But if you decide that you're like, you know, I really wish I could go from this place to this place, or see a report that I've created or something like that on any homepage in the system, let me know and we'll get that set up for you. But what Marketing Manager does is it manages your marketing. I know it's in the title, but it will deal with all the marketing events that you do. It will deal with all the materials that you use on those things and the expenses for them. You can also set up a project to give to someone else to do in your marketing team. Now, If you're saying to yourself, marketing team, it's me and 2 other people. Or you might be saying, marketing team, I've got 16 people in my marketing team. It doesn't matter because this system will work for anybody. If it's just a couple of people, it really helps you keep track of what both of you are doing, and it keeps track of your expenses and what you have on hand. But if you have a lot of people, it helps you organize those people. If you have a marketing team and you don't need them to have access to a bunch of sales stuff, then you can actually just give them marketing manager to deal with that will go throughout the system, but they don't need to see all the rest of it. They could just come here and do their marketing stuff. So what does it do? Well, the first thing it does is it keeps track of your marketing events. I have a marketing event I've already recreated. I'm going to show you and go through this marketing event, and then I'm going to show you how I created it. So this is Corey's Awesome Convention. It's a conference. It's from the start date of today until 2 days later. Now, I have them as a list here, but I also have it as a calendar over here. I thought maybe you could see both ways that you could report this. So here it is in calendar form. Here it is over here in list form. But I'm going to go ahead and open this up and sort of show you what it looks like. So I've created a convention or a conference. And I'm going to show you the different versions when we create one. But what this will do is this will give you start and end dates, types, description. This is a conference where everyone can meet me. I mean, like, sign up now because space is filling up fast. The location is at my house. I might run out of room, but that's okay. Just some general notes. I said, what a great idea. The budget is $400,000 for this. And so far I've spent 203, so I've got some time. So what this is doing is keeping track of a budget that I've put in and explaining all my my expenses, whether or not I'm over and under budget, and then when I would want an email reminder sent to me. Now, what we have the ability to do as well is to add promotional items. You can do this one of two ways. You can do it from you would add a promotional item that you have sitting in your promotional items area at this point, right? So we'll come back to that in just a minute. But you can see that I have added here the flyer to end all flyers. Right here, this is what it is, and it's connected to it. If you've ever wondered what's under that admin tab, right, in your system, I'll just tell you it's junk like this. If you thought we were hiding something, I promise you, it's just background information that we need to have. For instance, this belongs to the Awesome Travel Company, so your name would be down here. If I wanted to go see the flyer to end all flyers, I just want you to know that here it is. I've used it as a promotional material. Here's what it looks like. If you wanted to see it, I send this out to everybody because, and I needed 300,000 of them. So I ordered 300,000. I'm using, there's only 250,000 available because I must be using 50,000 on that conference. We'll get back to that in a minute. But you can add as many promotional materials to this marketing event that you want. It can be a slick, it can be, let's say you're going to a conference, you're going to send pens or pencils or anything like that. You can add them all to this list. You can also keep track of your expenses. So over here I have expense. I have my first class flight for $3,000 because I travel only one way, and that's first class. And so I was able to keep track of that expense here, keeping track of it. The $200,000, the $200,000 for the cost of the flyer, and the $3,000 goes to giving me the $2,100 cost for the event, minus my budget of $400,000, gives me I am right now under budget, $197,000. I saved my company money, as you can see. It gives you the ability to have someone come in and request other materials, and we'll sort of get into that as we're adding an event, right? So you can kind of see what it's doing here in the marketing event category. So let's add a new one, and I can show you what type of events we're talking about, because conferences are only one type of marketing event that you have. So let's talk about it. So let's say you're doing an email campaign in June. You're going to select a start date of when that campaign starts. So we're going to say it's an email campaign that starts on June 1st and runs to June 30th, right? What you're going to do is we're going to do this email blast, right? So you have conference email blast. Maybe you're doing an event with DCI. Maybe you're doing client entertainment. You're doing an advertisement in a digital format, maybe an advertisement in print format. You're doing social media or promotion. So it really depends on what it is you want to put on here. And it doesn't matter if you've put an ad into the Instrumentalist magazine, let's say, then you would put this on here and keep all the relevant information. And then you're also, as you're going to see here in just a minute, be able to check on your returns on your investment. So this is an email blast. And we're going to be sending to the entire list. The location, you could put whatever you want here. This is in-house, but like if you're doing a convention in Detroit, you'd put Detroit there. You select your attendees if someone's going there. All these things can be left blank. There's nothing that you have to fill out. Any notes that you want. You're gonna do a budget of $2,000. We'll say $2,000. And so now what we're doing is you add your promotional materials. Now, at the moment, I think in my promotional materials setup, this is the campaign. I have three things. A random PDF I put in there, the flyer to end all flyers, which should go with everything, and coffee mugs. The reason I put coffee mugs in there is for a different reason. We're going to show you that in just a minute, but let's just pick the random PDF. Right now, I can see that there are 300 available. I want 150 of them to go with, or to use on. Obviously, you're not going to use any quantity of anything on an email campaign, but I'm just showing you how it works. Later on, if we need to return products, that's okay too. So if we only use 50 of them at a conference, we can return them. This is the cost per item, which we would have filled in the promotional materials. And this is the cost of the product for the event so far. If I said we are returning 100 of them, you can see that the cost of the event of the product goes to $15 because you only used 50 of them. Right now, we're going to keep all 100. We're going to save and close. And when we come back to the marketing event, you're going to see that listed there. And so far, I've used $45 of my $2,000 budget. I can add an expense. So the type for this is, let's say a hotel. My hotel was $150. You can attach the receipt below. If you'd like to do that, go ahead and attach the receipt right here. You're going to save and close. And now you find that I have an expense of $150, my product of $45, so I have a total of costing of this event right now of $195. I still have $1,805 left to go if I wanted to do that. So you send out this email and you get some results back. You can put in the quantity reached, the quantity engaged. It will tell you your percent return and any result notes that you want to do. It will show you any attachments that you've given. So if you've given any receipts, they'll all be listed here for you. And if you'd like to do, like everywhere else in the system, you can set yourself up activities for marketing if you'd like. And if you'd like to do that, you could add it right from this. It will attach it to this marketing event. That's an awesome feature. So if you know that you need to do some registration, then you could do registration. Now, before I go too far, let me say, under conference, you'll notice that the tabs have changed. So no longer do I see results. I see registration information. So I can click on the registration information tab. And what I can do is set up my due date, my send, the registration's sent, it was sent by who, what your booth number might be for the conference, your booth size, whether it has a table and the price and carpet and the price, table skirt cover, electric Wi-Fi, chairs, any booth notes that you want. If you have a booth layout that you like to send, you've got it drawn out so that the person who's doing the event can open up their marketing app and go to the booth layout and be able to set it up exactly as you want it to. and your travel reservations being completed, all in this same marketing event by choosing conference instead of an email blast, which will give you results instead. Client entertainment takes away all of those things because you need none of them, but you're probably going to have some expenses there because those clients are expensive to take out. Advertisement digital, social media. So you have all these choices to do. We're going to go ahead and save this as my email blast, just so I have a couple of different ones for you to view. Now, obviously, you're going to have to set up some promotional materials, right? If I go back home, and I come to the dashboard, you can see where it says add marketing event. You can also add a promotional material. So you're saying, what are promotional materials? Well, that's just flyers, or, why would I need to keep track of that? Promotional materials can be anything you want as a promotional material. So let's say that you give out lanyards to the people that you have going on your trips. So we'll put lanyards on there, and really what this is we'll call it a gift, right? And where are they located? This is like, where are they stored? They're on the shelf in the closet, right? And you could put a picture of it so people know what you're looking for, what lanyards are looking for. Let's say you do lanyards every year, so you could put 2022 at the end of it, so you know which ones were which. But you could add a picture there so you knew what it looked like. Or if it's media of some sort, if it's a slick, you could take a picture of the slick or the PDF, right? We'll talk about tchotchkes in just a minute. But let's say you ordered 3,000 of those bad boys and they cost you $2 each, right? So now basically what it's going to tell me is that you've spent $6,000 on that, right? You'll also notice that when I put a quantity in the ordered, I just want you to be aware of this. This status is inactive right now until I've ordered some and I have some on hand. So now I know that I have 3,000. There are 3,000 available, right? You can put notes and all that sort of thing. Then there's your admin tab. But be aware that when you add, so we added, if you remember, if I go back to my list of promotional materials, which takes just a moment, and I used, let's see, I think I used some of my flyers to end all flyers. So I ordered 300,000 of these, right? But I have only 250,000 available. So as I'm adding those to each marketing event, that number will get down and down and down. And when there are zero left, the status of this will become inactive. So you can't use them anymore to add to something. And so if they're not there, chances are you're out of them. You're going to have to order more. So that's kind of a nice feature to help you keep track of those things. Also, when you're adding a promotional material, let's say you're talking pens and pencils. So I'm going to add a new promotional material, and it's going to be, you know what my favorite thing are the color changing pencils. I love those things. Now, what you have here is a promote item, which you could call it a conference material or a marketing tool. That's sort of up to you how you want to keep track of that. I'll call it a marketing tool. We keep those in the closet as well. And then I could put a picture of that. We're going to order, 6,000 of them. Now, we'll say 45 cents. When you add them to a list, it's still dwindling down. When you add them to a marketing event, it's dwindling them down. But you have the ability to return some. So let's say you sent 400 of these color changing pencils to a conference. When you return from the conference, you can return the number of pencils that you have so that you have an exact count of those pencils, right? So just be aware that you have the ability to do that at any point in time. Return the things that are gone. You can also add as promotional material, let's say you have a stanchion for your conference that you keep in the back of your office. So this would be I don't even know how to spell stanchion. We'll call it a banner. And this is definitely a conference material. It's located in my office. We only ordered 2 of these bad boys, and the cost per item was 45 bucks. I don't know how much a banner costs these days. So, and then you can save that. And what you'll find is when you go to the conference, let's say you've entered in the conference to end all conferences, which would be the one about me. I can go in now, right? I can go into Corey's Awesome Convention. And I can say, all right,
Corey, you're freezing again. Hold on just a sec.
Oh, no.
Okay, you're back
Sorry
now.
about that. Sorry about that.
You're back.
Okay. So did you get the part where I said you could go back into a convention now and add that banner that's in the back of my office?
Okay.
And I just need 1 of them. Okay. So when you return it, that quantity returned is going to be important. Because when I take 1 and put it on this event, there'll only be 1 left ready to go. So you'll see that it's been added, right? And then if I go to this banner, which I ordered 2 of, there is currently only 1 available.
Right.
Because I have 1 gone to the conference. So that's pretty good. Now let's say though that you don't need them to go to conferences. You just want to keep track of inventory. You can call anything on inventory that you want to keep track of a promotional material. So I was mentioning lanyards earlier. In just a moment, I'm going to show you that you can add those from a trip from marketing, right? So we're going to do that in just a second. But first, I'm going to say that there's one other place that you can go here, and that's projects. Under projects, basically, when you add a project, this is just to help you keep track of something that you might want to give to somebody. So you'd fill out a project name, a project due date. The date assigned is going to be today. The project status, assigned, in progress, or completed. The days since it was assigned. So if this project due date, which would be 1 or 0 because it was today. But let's say I set this project's due date as a week from today, then it's due in 7 days. That'll count down for you. I can assign it to someone. I can give details, notes, and any attachments. And then they can come in and complete it. Right? So it's pretty simple. There's nothing really to explain here. You just fill out the form, and then they can go in under the projects table, see that they have a project to do. It's a cool little extra feature we added in there. It's great when you're dealing with several people and you want to know statuses of projects. They can keep project notes. These project notes can be added to. So if I type something in, saved it, I could add something later. It's just a quick little feature for you, and you can add a project as well right from the dashboard. At the Add Projects button.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, and you'll notice that we've added now the email campaign. If I go now to June, you'll see the email campaign showing up on this calendar, which is great. You could add a promotion if you want to. It's super flexible to use how you want it to. Now you're saying this does me no good if I can't track the results of my marketing. I agree. So it so happens that on a trip, this is a test trip going to Aberdeen, South Dakota. Used to go there all the time when I lived in South Dakota. It's a great town. But you'll notice two new fields here, marketing type and marketing event name. What's interesting is when you go into edit mode of this trip, let's say you're adding a brand new trip. Let's say I got this trip because I talked to somebody at my convention. Maybe it was a cold call. If it was a cold call, you could just put cold call, you're done. Maybe it was a referral. If it was a referral, you could choose referral and add the person's name. And now you can keep track of all the referrals from people. But if it was from a campaign, some sort of marketing event, then now what you can do is come here and choose the marketing event. Notice that the two marketing events I have in here are my choices. So I could literally choose the convention. And now when I save it, I will know that this trip was associated with that convention. And I can keep track of my marketing events and how many trips I've created because of that marketing event. Easy two-step process, ready to go. And you can even go then to that marketing campaign if you wanted to know more about it. Here's my marketing event. So one last thing I wanted to show you about this marketing before anybody gets in there. Remember, today, sometime today, tomorrow, you'll start to see that show up in your list of apps. Let's say you're on a trip. I'm going to search for any test trip. I'm going to assume this is a good test trip. So basically what we have is a gifts tab, and you may have seen it, but I don't think everyone has access yet to the fact that you can add a gift to this. So right now you've all had access to any shipping notes. If you're shipping lanyards or luggage tags or string bags or thank you cards or gifts or gift delivery options, your ship date, all those things are there for you. But what you can do now is if you hit the add gift button, you're going to notice that there's the trip name and you're given a choice of promotional materials. And if you look at this, the lanyards I just put in are right there. And so are the coffee mugs I added earlier. You notice that slicks aren't there because only the gifts show up here. So let's say I wanted to add 150 lanyards. Not only is this going to give you the number of gifts, it will take away from the availability in gift or in the marketing manager the number that you have available. In fact, you can see it says 285 are left available, or 2,850 because I took 150 of them with me. All from that add gift section. So when you come back here and you look at the gifts tab, you will see it added there for you. And then if you wanted to add a coffee mug as your director's gift, that it gives you a way to directly link to the marketing manager to help you keep track of your inventory. So both of those things are going on both in Sales Manager and Trip Manager to link your marketing app with how you're doing your sales and with your inventory management for gifts on trips. So Jim, I think that's about it. I hope I didn't cut out too much on you.
No, you didn't. And actually, you know, the thing that's great about this is, like you said, it's not just a matter of you keeping track of, you know, certain features and things like that, but it's actually giving you the opportunity for you to have full connectivity. So you're connecting your marketing campaigns to specific trips. Within that trip, if you're using your marketing materials, it's going ahead and keeping track of the inventory then in your marketing manager app. So, you know, I mean, it's not just a matter of you putting stuff in there and it sits. It actually gives you the ability to connect it to specific trips and use it for specific reasons. And as somebody who is going out to trade shows and stuff myself, it's always great to be able to track what business has been generated from each of these trade shows. So your return on investment is much easier to be able to track if you can go ahead and link that to these specific trips that come from those trade shows. So, I mean, I honestly feel that this is going to be a really amazing tool for all of our users. And again, for those of you out there who are looking for this or have more questions about it, as always, you can contact us and we will be more than happy to take you through these processes and stuff. And my email address and Corey's email address are both listed here for your use. So don't hesitate to reach out to us and let us know what you need help with this. But the thing that's really fantastic about it, like you said, Corey, is that it gives full functionality as far as just being able to keep track of your marketing campaigns. And from the fact that you can budget and do everything within there, it's an amazing tool. It just adds a completely new and really important layer to the GTO system.
And coming soon, it's there, but not quite available, is you could put a marketing fiscal budget in, and then be able to relate your expenses actually to the budget that you're doing, and sort of see if you're on track, where you overspent, where you underspent, where you need to make adjustments for the future. You could do all of that. That function, though, is still a couple of weeks out. We wanted to get this to you because a lot of people have been asking about helping keep track of the conference season is sort of over or getting over, and you're wanting to track the trips that you're getting from it. So we wanted to get that portion out pretty quickly. And the other nice thing about it is if you're in the tour direct or the tour industry that deals a lot with student groups, then you're dealing with a very busy time right now because spring break is approaching. This is the time people are taking trips, and for schools, a lot of them. And it's one of those things where if you just don't have time to deal with that right now, then don't. It doesn't hurt the functionality of anything else. Go back in. It can be retro. If you just keep it on a list for a little while, then come in and enter it in when things slow down, and then get into the rhythm of getting those things in and keeping track of all of that, then it doesn't affect anything else. You can do that at your own pace, at your own time, without having to worry about it. That's kind of nice too, because adding something at this time is kind of stressful. But if you got some time, you got some marketing people that are like, let's check this out. Great. If it's just you and another person, or you and a couple of other people, and you're swamped over with some operations, then put it in the back of your mind and bring it back out once the season ends, and you can really start using it well then.
Absolutely. And I think also with people are tracking things a lot more closely than they used to. So I know that everybody's working with tighter budgets and sometimes with fewer people. So by utilizing these features, it's going to give you the ability to actually keep closer track of all the precious dollars and stuff that you're trying to utilize for the best possible return. So it is something that as you get used to using it, it's going to become more and more second nature. But I do believe people are going to find this a really essential tool in their day-to-day business. So that's fantastic.
Yeah. I think it is cool as well. If you start to really think about GTO, like when you're at a conference, if you think about, instead of just taking down that name and number of someone by in pencil and paper, if you had your mobile app with you, you could just add them. Yeah. Right? You don't have to do the step. Just add them right to your stuff, like right to your system right there.
Right.
And in fact, there is one thing I forgot to mention. Saying that, I forgot to mention, this is a big thing, but I forgot to mention it and show it, but it's just the same thing, is that same functionality on a trip can be done on a contact as well. So if you want to, if you met Joe Schno on at the Michigan Teachers Convention, you could enter Joe Schmo there and link them to the convention, all while he's standing in front of you, and it's instantaneous that way. So yeah, it's really good. You'll see those fields appear too. They look exactly like they do on the trip. It'll say marketing campaign, and you just select the one that you got that contact from, and you'll be able to track it.
Well, that's wonderful. Well, Corey, that's fantastic. And, as well as creating all of this, we've got even more new information that we're going to be presenting and sharing through our media outreach. And this is something that's very exciting. Every Tuesday at 2 o'clock, we do our Coach and Go, GTO Coach and Go, as we are doing presently. But tomorrow we have something special that's starting. It's called Business Navigator. And what we're going to be doing with Business Navigator is on occasion, we are going to be bringing Keith, our lead navigator, on, and he's going to be hosting discussions, roundtables, information on some really important topics on what's going on in group travel today. So as we all get back out there, as we all start taking our groups into these fantastic locations, we might need a little bit of help. We might need to know what to expect. And that's what tomorrow's Business Navigator is going to be about. It's actually called Traveling with Groups, Managing New Challenges and Expectations. So what we've realized is as things are opening back up, things might be a little bit different as your groups are going to some of these really fantastic destinations. What can you do to manage the expectations of your travelers? So that's what's going to be discussed tomorrow with Keith. And Keith's got a really fantastic group of guests. Let's see, we've got Robert Miller coming on. We've got Karen from Mears is coming on. Pete Pantuso's coming on from ABA. So that is tomorrow at 3 p.m. And you can watch that live on YouTube, on Facebook, on LinkedIn. So that will be tomorrow. Then on Thursday, we've got our Destination Dispatch. So our next Destination Dispatch is going to be featuring Tyler, Texas. So we've got Susan Travis coming on from Visit Tyler, and she's going to give us updates on really fantastic group destination that is Tyler, Texas. So all of the updates on really great experiences in Tyler, we will discuss that on Thursday at 2 p.m. So tomorrow at 3 p.m., we've got our Business Navigator. Thursday at 2 p.m., we have our Destination Dispatch. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of this week, you're going to see us live. Also, you will also be able to later view all of these informative streams on our YouTube channel. So if you have not subscribed, make sure you do subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can be up to date with all of our latest information that we have. So we've got a lot going on. So not only are we continuing to develop and refine the system, adding new apps with like this marketing manager that Corey has been working diligently on for quite some time, but we also have more media input that we're going to be adding to our YouTube channel, and hopefully giving you more information that you need. And just to let you know, with this Business Navigator tomorrow, we have a companion piece. We have a short video called Dear Traveler. And if you tune in tomorrow, you will be able to see more about Dear Traveler. Dear Traveler is a short video that we can actually customize with your company's information, your company's branding at the end. So that way you can send it out to your groups. You can send it out to your travelers to let them know things might be a little bit different as you're traveling. Here's what you should expect. Again, there will be more information on that Dear Traveler video tomorrow during Keith's Business Navigator. So make sure you tune in for that. Corey, any final thoughts?
Just that all that is super exciting. I mean, like things are really rolling along. I'm super excited to see all the content that GTO is producing. If you haven't noticed, like all the things that GTO is putting out there to help you through the process, reminding you of price updates, things like that. It's just an exciting time to be in travel right now, and I think it's great.
Yeah. And as well as our media, Every Tuesday, I send out a weekly update to our GTO users that kind of gives you a heads up about important things that have happened since the previous week. As well as that, like Sierra had given us information today about the 2023 pricing being available now for Universal Orlando, and that's in our system, as well as me announcing it here. That's also an announcement on our GTO system. So on the announcements field in GTO, you will be able to see that information as well. Also, don't forget to go to the community forum. That gives you a chance to go ahead and talk back and forth amongst other users in our system. So again, feel free to go in there and just discuss away. So talk about whatever you'd like to discuss within the group travel industry. And, I'm sure that you guys will be able to connect with that. So on that note, again, want to thank Corey for coming in and joining us again today and taking through Marketing Manager.
My pleasure as always.
Oh, excellent. Well, I'm sure we'll have you back in a week or so. and I also want to thank all of you for tuning in today and joining us. So we say goodbye until next week. Take care.
Thank you for watching this episode of GTO Coach and Go. We invite you to stay connected with Group Travel Odyssey on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn, and be sure to check out more of our media, including Destination Dispatch and the Destinations Beyond Expectations podcast. Please visit our website, grouptravelodyssey.com, where you can learn more about GTO and request a demo. Group Travel Odyssey, business without boundaries.